What's up, AfterBuzzers? We're back here, season 5, episode 10. We're going to be breaking down so many patients and so many complicated cases on this episode. Jessie keeps losing her implants, and we also have a patient who went in for liposuction and comes out with a botched nose job. What? All that and so much more right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
All right, guys, we're back. We missed you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Juliet Vibert. Welcome. And I'm here with the lovely Tyra. How are you doing, Tyra?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What were your thoughts? We made a crazy episode.
It was a crazy episode, full of emotions, full of just craziness, of course, but it was a good episode. I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm with you. Very emotional, very intense. I was on the edge of my toes, tip of my toes, whatever the expression is, the entire time. Really enjoyed it. And this after show, I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy too, because we're A, super excited, and B, have so much to talk about. As I said at the top, Jessie, we're going to talk about her complicated surgeries with her implant always falling out, her backstory with why she even got surgery in the first place. Then we'll talk about Sallie Axl, the famous, she's this little DJ who wants a Pikachu nose, which is a first in botch history.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it in life. And Mariela, who went in for liposuction and came out with a botched nose job. What a crazy case with that one. And then also we'll touch base about the doctors. They had some cute back and forth. They're always teasing each other, and we always enjoy that. And at the very end of the episode, we have some news and gossip that you want to stay tuned for, because it's a good one. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. And guys, if you're listening, just want to give you a shout out. If you're in live chat, please be sure to leave us some comments, and we'll make sure to read those on air. Let's talk about Jessie. So Jessie is a nurse assistant who just grew up with an A cup and went to high school with this her boyfriend and her got married after they were in high school. And back in high school, she thought that he had wandering eyes for this other girl who had bigger boobs than her. And then it turned out that years later, after they got married, he was having an affair with that same girl from high school.
That's insane. It honestly sucks. Like, hearing that story was really awful for me, just because, in high school you already deal with enough pressures, and it's always like having those relationships in high school, they're always tough. So knowing that, they made it through high school, they got married, had a kid, and he cheated on her with someone that was a classmate who had bigger boobs, that just sucked completely.
Ugh. The worst. Honestly, the worst. And this really just gave her so many insecurities. And it didn't stop there. As they mentioned in the episode, then she gets in another relationship. So this is the second time she falls in love. And for the second time, her boyfriend cheats on her with someone with bigger boobs than her.
Yeah, well, she got married again, right? And then the second person...
I don't think she got married. She dated someone.
But either way, it just sucks. It's just like... you can't win. Like,
you can't. I was so sad. And she said, I've loved two men this far, and both of them have cheated on me. So with girls with bigger boobs. Do you think that it's just a coincidence, and maybe she's obsessing over her boobs, and she's saying that she's been cheated on with men with bigger boobs? Maybe she just doesn't know how to pick the men she's with, or
maybe she doesn't know how to pick the men, or maybe it could just be like a personal insecurity, and these women just so happen to have bigger boobs. Because I guess when you're in a relationship, every woman that walks by and your spouse or boyfriend may look at you, probably do have those thoughts like, why are you looking at her that way? So maybe it could just be like a personal insecurity.
Yeah, maybe.
But either way, there's no reason to go ahead and get implants because you think that's what's going to keep a man.
For sure. And we've talked about this before. Just again, if you're going to get surgery, plastic surgery, you have to do it for yourself and for no one else. And they reiterated this in this episode. It's never a good idea to do it for someone else. Because if it doesn't work out, this case being, you feel terrible because you did it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. And then it sucks because she's had so many complications with that. Like, you were doing it to impress a guy or keep a man, and now you just can't win. Your implants keep failing, they're falling out, and it just sucks.
It just sucks. I mean, let's talk a little bit about those complications. not once, not twice, but 3 times. It just kept the sutures like popped and it just like came out. That was very graphic.
Yeah.
Can you imagine your body's kind of falling apart in front of your eyes?
Yeah, it's insane. Like, I just wouldn't know how I feel to just know that, like, oh my God, it's just slipping out. Like, I have a huge hole in my breast. Like, that's weird in a way.
Ugh, so weird. And it's really left her so insecure. She was saying that no one's seen her breasts in 6 years. So it's been 6 years since the surgery. So that means that she might, they didn't really say if she's had sex or whatnot, but at least she hasn't been intimate enough where she can be free and, shirtless and whatnot for 6 years.
Yeah. I thought what was interesting, she had like a piece that I think she made that she
gauze.
that she like puts in her bra, like, to give her that fullness. Like, I don't know. It was a very tough, like I said, she was the emotional patient that I was talking about. I really kind of felt for her situation. I feel like the circumstances were kind of insane, but I did feel for her. Like, I just can't win, you know?
Yeah, I feel that too. That gauze is very disgusting.
Yeah.
Though. She's had it for 6 years. That gauzes are supposed to be like a white, and that was like a brown. It was disgusting. It was weird to me too, because like she was saying, oh, I don't know what it is about this one. I've tried to make so many other ones and they just don't fit. Like, you can just buy a chicken cutlet. Like, there's other options.
I know, there's so like legit options that you can like buy that are more like human like and things like that. I don't know.
Because it happens. She's not the only woman that only has one boob, but unfortunately, a lot of women who have breast cancer sometimes have to get rid of one breast, and they don't necessarily decide to have plastic surgery, and they just kind of stay that way. And she's not the only case. So I thought it was interesting, especially because she's in the medical field, that she didn't think of other options. It makes me think that she was like attached to it.
I just thought of that. Like, yeah, she's in the medical field. Like, why would she not know that there are other options that she could have?
I wonder if she was, getting too attached to it sentimentally.
Maybe she was.
It's a form of control. I don't know. But she meets with the doctors. And, man, this is a complicated case. They didn't seem too sure of themselves.
They said a 60% chance.
A failure.
Like, how would you feel knowing, like, okay, this might not work? Like,
it's not even this might not work. There's a better chance of this not working
than yeah.
That's tough. Would you do it with those odds?
I personally probably would. Just because like she said, it's just like, it doesn't hurt to try. Like, I've been suffering for so long. This is the final straw. Like, I might as well. And if it doesn't, then maybe it's just not meant to be, and I have to be satisfied with my one breast.
Yeah, I like that, because what she was saying, even if there's a 5% chance I'm here, because what do I have to lose? I literally have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So she was the good patient to go into this case, versus sometimes people don't know. I mean, they've been affected with so many different things, and some Botched characters come in with too high expectations, and it seemed that she was kind of trying to manage hers.
Yeah, and I think that just showed like personal growth within her too. Like, she suffered consequences, and now she's just accepting them, and it's just like, if they can help me, so like, great, so be it. If not, then I'll just have to continue to use my homemade God.
Ugh. That surgery was intense. So they were explaining that it was because her scar tissue is just so paper thin. It's supposed to be several inches, and it's actually, in her case, several millimeters. Why can't I say that word?
Millimeters.
So yeah, very intense. And this was not like a one-parter. They had to go in and make the thing thicker, and then maybe go back in. And we're talking about symmetry and all that.
Yeah.
So very intense. And again, we talked about this last week. I wanted to know how long the surgery was.
I know, especially seeing the fact that it was kind of one of, like you said, it was more of a complicated surgery. So I wonder, I don't know. We should like send something in and just say like, hey, this is what you guys should do on this show. Like, it'll be really cool to add.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really, because it was a tough one, man.
Yeah.
It really was. He even says before she goes into surgery, he goes, this is the case we never forget. There's always a case like every year that we're just this extraordinary case, and that surprises that we never forget. And are you that one? And she's that case that they're going to be talking about, putting in the books. It's, somewhat historical, So would you want to be that one case? Like, it's kind of like a badge of honor in some way?
No, probably not.
Yeah, no, those are some high risks, but they seem to paid off. Although it wasn't, we were talking about how we were on the edge of our seats when they show that footage of her filming herself with her iPhone. What were you thinking? She was crying.
I was literally, I just felt for her in that moment. I felt so bad because it's just like, at the end of the day, she just wanted to feel confident in her body, and she just wanted to have love. And it just sucked that, she went in with these high hopes, even though she knew the possibility of failure. And like, for it to happen, it's just like, I was putting my all into this procedure and now it just failed. So I was really emotional, probably almost in tears as well, just watching that video.
Ugh, I know. I felt so bad. So bad for her. But thankfully, it was a happy accident.
Yeah.
Because this whole time I was watching the show and I was thinking, wow, it seems that we always see them. We don't really see them fail.
We always see a success. Yeah.
Right. So I was just like, wait, is this going to be one of those cases? Because, it happens. I mean, they're so good at what they do, but still, they would still be as good if a case every once in a while wouldn't work,
Right.
So the fact that actually this was a happy accident and this infection has made her scar tissue even thicker and was just ultimately all great for her, I thought that it was a great way to end this little story with her.
Yeah, it was super good. And, like you were saying, it ended up working for the good. Like, I think the reason why they were able to successfully put a new implant in was because the scar tissue that she built it helped build thicker skin, because the issue was that she had thin skin. So I thought that was really cool that even though it failed, like you said, it was for her good in a way. It was just like, it failed, so like, her tissue can build, or whatever the technical things that happen, and now she can successfully have bigger boobs.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool too how he was saying that with her case especially, it was a mixture of science and nature. Yeah, and I love that notion that at the end of the day we can do so much and we gotta let nature settle in and do what it do.
And that was really cool.
Yeah, I got the yin and the yang going there.
Did you think it was like nice though afterwards, like how we see the before and after? I know we both were kind of like, ooh, this looks kind of weird, but
I wouldn't say weird. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed because after hearing this poor girl's story, I really wanted her to come out with like the perkiest of breasts,
right?
Kind of like last week when we saw the big reveal with the wedding dress. You know how those were just gravity defying boobs.
Yeah,
and, they weren't as. Considering what she's been through, yes, they did a great job and this was a success. But they're not perfect boobs. Yeah.
I mean, but it's just like, at this point within her surgery, it's like, I have to get what I can get. Exactly. Like, I can't complain. My skin did not fail this second time, so let's just go with it.
Exactly. At the end of the day, you know what? They might not be perfect to everyone's standards, but they were perfect for her.
Yeah.
She put that bathing suit on, had that big reveal, and she is moving forward with her life, and we wish her the best.
Yes. Amazing.
Amazing. Is there anything you want to talk about when it comes to Jessie, or do you want to move on to our next patient?
No, we can go ahead and move on.
Let's move on. All right. Let's talk about this beautiful blonde DJ named Sallie Axl. Who she was something. What were before we got more into her story, what were your overall thoughts about her as a patient?
Well, one, I thought she was super cool. Like, she's a DJ in UK, loved her accent. She was so full of energy, so bubbly. Like, I really liked her as a person. But when it came to plastic surgery, I thought she was a little insane.
Why is that?
I mean, look, she wants to be like, she's that one, every episode we have that one person who's just crazy. And I think she kind of tops a lot of them because she wants that complete fake body. Like, she thinks she compared herself to Jessica Rabbit or something like that. She wants a Pikachu nose. She wants heel implants. Like, she was just a very crazy patient, but she was cool in a way.
Yeah, she was cool. I have to say, like, I could tell first seeing her, you can tell she's had surgery. She looks like an Insta model, but we've had patients who look almost inhumane. I couldn't, before she started listing everything she's actually gotten done.
You couldn't tell. That I will say that when they were showing like her Instagram pictures, I was like, oh, she's really pretty. Like, whoever she was going to in the past, they did a great job because it looks like, it's her natural body. Besides like her lips and things, you can kind of tell. But she looks good to me.
Yeah, she looked good. We get a little bit more about her backstory, and she actually, on top of being a DJ, she likes to spit fire as a performance. Did you know that was a thing? Have you seen it?
I did not know that was a thing. And when I watched it, I was like, okay, it's confirmed that this girl is a little cuckoo, because that's scary, especially if you're not
dangerous.
if you're not a professional. This is just something you just decided to do for fun. Like, oh, let's try it. And then, I don't know. Like, how does that work? How do you do that?
Ugh. I don't know. She was something. And then we get, before she meets the doctors, we get to see her meet with her friend. And her friend and her kind of have this commonality where they both really enjoy plastic surgery. Her friend tells her, like, oh, I love your butt implants. They look so good. I'm going to get me some. As if it was like an outfit.
Right. But one thing I did like about her friend did, like, you can tell she's into plastic surgery also, but she kind of knew where to draw the line. Like, when she was like, oh, I want to get my heel implants, she looked at her like, and I think she said to her, like, okay, this is too far. You're a little insane for this new found surgery that you looked up online and Googled and think that they can make a miracle and do it.
I know. And she's not even that like short. She's 5'4". She wanted to be 5'7". 5'4" is a fine height. Anyways, she then meets the doctors, and what we find out is that her friend actually has dated Dr. Nassif. They've been on a date.
Okay, that was really weird to me. I don't know about you, but she does not come across as a woman that Dr. Nassif would date. I don't know. I just thought it was like weird. Like, I don't know. Like,
why'd you say that?
I love Dr. Nassif, but she just seems like I don't know. I feel like he would go for a more, not saying that she's not subtle. I'm trying to figure out how to say this without being offensive. She just looks like she's too fast paced for him, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know.
By fast paced?
Not fast paced, like young, free, fun. And he looks like he's just like, oh, I need like a wife. I want to settle down. Blah, blah, blah.
Really?
I get those vibes.
I don't know. From what I hear out in LA, I mean, we even reported last week that Courtney Stodden's been on a date with him, and she's, famously kind of out and about as well. Although she's not always with a different, that's a date for another thing, for another story. But what I mean is that she's kind of this free spirited as well. Right. So you're saying that it seems to be a pattern though. He likes that kind of young.
I guess opposites attract. That's what I'm trying to say. She's just opposite from what it seems like he is as a person. But I mean, we don't know him personally outside of Botch, so
yeah,
maybe, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a weird combo.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. I'm actually looking at the friend right now on Twitter, if you guys want to do that as well at home. Her name is Tess O'Reilly, and her handle is at Tess O'Reilly Real. And she actually just recently, her tweet is a picture of her with Dr. Nassif. It's a little selfie. And she's like puckering up, which is weird because they claim that they only went on one date.
Maybe they're like besties now. They rekindled the fire after the show, or I don't know.
Oh, God. In her tweet, she says, keep your eyes peeled for me on this season of @BOTCHED TV. I went on to support @Sallie Axl and got embarrassed about the fact that I dated Dr. Nassif for a little bit.
She said embarrassed.
All fun, though. LOL. Okay. I think it was more than one date. What do you think?
I don't know. Judging by that tweet, maybe it was more than one date.
I think that was more than one day. More than one day. They just go to Mr. Chow's and that's it. Also, in this picture that I'm looking at, it seems that he's either wearing a black t-shirt, but they kind of look like scrubs. So it's more of, is that really an outfit you wear to Mr. Chow's? I don't know. But you guys, that's what the comments are there for. So you let us know your thoughts. Before we move on to the next topic and talk more in depth about her, Tyra, share some more information about AfterBuzz with the fans.
So before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to thank you all for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate your support in doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends and keep enjoying our shows.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for telling the fans about that.
Yeah.
Again, like, we enjoy AfterBuzz so much. We enjoy doing these after shows so much. And just keeping the conversation going with you guys really means so much to us because you're kind of our extended family. You're our co-host as well back home. So join in on the conversation, join in on the fun, and tell us what you're thinking about Sallie Axl, Jessie, and our other patient that we're going to get to shortly. So eventually, just to cut the chase, she didn't get any surgeries done. Were we surprised by that?
No.
Yeah, I kind of figured it. They were just there for laughs.
Yeah, they were there for laughs, and they were there to just confirm, people go insane about plastic surgery.
Yep, they do. And I really hope that she kind of puts a hold on that plastic surgery because she's had quite a bit. Mm-hmm. She has quite a bit done already.
Oh, but remember when she talked about like her butt, like she had like a lift, implants, and a fat transfer. Like I think that's where they were just like, okay, you have too much going on, and we are not risking anything.
Oh, so much. Let's head on to our third and final patient of the night, Mariela. Mariela. So this was shocking to me. I had never heard anything like that.
Never.
This poor woman goes in to see the Peruvian Beverly Hills surgeon, like very famous surgeon. So he was very reputable, apparently so, for liposuction, and wakes up with a nose job. What?
That's crazy.
Can you even imagine? What would you do?
She should have sued him. Like, I don't know. That was insane. Like, and what sucked was like, she was like, I loved my nose. There was nothing wrong with my nose. So for me to wake up and feel like a bandage on my face, it's like, what the heck? What were you doing? Why did you even have to touch up there? Which I'm still not really understanding why that was even a thing. And then for him to say, oh, I did you a favor. Like that, it was just crazy. It was insane.
It really was. It's so rude. I did you a favor.
Yeah.
This poor woman was already bullied because of her weight, and she has been struggling for that for so long. And how dare you? She'd never even thought twice about the way her nose looked. I did you a favor.
That's crazy. And I mean, Dr. Dubrow said that's assault and battery. Like,
you're operating on someone who's unconscious.
Exactly.
Highly illegal, and it was no surprise that this man got arrested. He even killed his girlfriend in the OR. God knows what he was trying to do to her. And Mariela wasn't the first person that he was doing this to. He did this to multiple patients and ultimately went to jail and died there. So, I mean, I guess justice was served there. Very saddening story, though.
It's very sad. And then it's just like, he caused so much, like so many more insecurities that she just did not need. It was just not called for. Like, now she's embarrassed to walk around at work, or people call her Mrs. Piggy. Like, I think that's why her story, like, touched me the most, because it's just like, she was just a good person. She just wanted to, lose a little weight or, like, make her body feel nice. And then now she just has to walk around with another insecurity on top of that.
Yeah, because on top of that, that'd be one thing. I did you a favor, although you so didn't. But okay, you have a nose that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you gave me a nose job that I didn't need, but it's fine. No, he botched her nose completely.
Like, literally butchered it.
She
like,
looked
it was
deformed.
all like smushed in, and it was awful. It was awful.
And what she's saying, every time that she meets someone, her first thought is, are they looking at my nose? And honestly, no offense, but yes.
And that's
it's
like
smack,
smack dab. Like, that's the first thing people notice. Like, your eyes and your nose and your mouth. Like,
yep.
That sucks.
Really sucks. And this is kind of her last hope, right? Just to see these doctors and them operate on her. And there's this risk that if, it's complicated, because if they try to give her more airway, they're also making her enlarging her nose. So it's just tricky. She has thick skin on her nose that they're explaining. So a lot of complications. But were you surprised that no matter the risk, she was still in to do the surgery?
No, not at all. Because it was just like, what I think she said, it had been 20 years. She's
20.
She's been waiting for 20 years. So I feel like she was just like, let's do this. Like, I'm tired of just not being happy with myself. And you shouldn't have to feel unhappy about yourself when you weren't the reason why you're unhappy, It just kind of happened.
Yeah. Oh, this is so crazy. What a crazy story. I still can't get over it. You guys, please leave some comments and let us know what you think, because I can't even imagine. Also, she was talking about how just trusting the doctors in general is tough, because you trusted a doctor who was supposed to be the best of the
Right.
best, and you woke up with something completely different. So, well, thankfully, these doctors, I think the fact also that things are being filmed, that there's probably lots of documents that are being signed, maybe that reassured her some more. So, overall, successful surgery.
It was very successful. Her nose looked great. Like, it was really pretty.
You're very happy. You're happy with it?
Yeah.
Me too. I'm with you, and I really hope her the best. I also, as she had mentioned before, like she was working at a plastic surgeon's office, and the plastic surgeon would walk by her and be like, "Oh, that nose," and he never offered to help. She even also mentioned that she had some friends who would she found out behind her back, her friends would call her like a pig nose. I think she needs to figure out, who you're letting into your life, right? No?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that. It just makes me angry. So many things that she just did not even have to deal with. Like, now, like the plastic, and then the nerve of the plastic surgeon. Like, I work for you. The least you can do is just be like, you're making sure that my job goes well. I should help you out. Or, I don't know, like, her background. It just sucked. Overall, it just sucked.
Yeah,
completely.
it just sucked. But in order, just trying to see the positive in everything, it's true that I think that this also really gave her tough skin. I know that she was felt super vulnerable, super insecure. Believe it or not, this gave her tough skin. And also, it's a way to weed out the people, the negative people in your life. I really hope she's not friends with those people anymore and just move forward. You know what? No matter what you look like, doesn't matter. You should not have people who pretend to like you in your face and then call you names behind your back.
Yeah,
especially at your age.
She needs new nose, new me energy. Like,
yes, I
new
love
nose,
those.
new me, new friends, new life. I found out you were talking about me, forget you because now I'm back, beautiful and popping.
Exactly. That was a perfect way to end that. Thank you for that.
No problem.
I think we're done with our breakdown of the episode.
I think so too. It was really fast.
It was great. I think this is a perfect time to move into our news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, guys. This is a really cool article that came out not too long ago, actually this week, I believe, on page 6. We're going to play this little video. The doctors actually sat down and just gave advice of what you should be looking for when you want a surgeon and just like overall advice when it comes to plastic surgery. So let's take a listen.
First of all, you want to make sure you find a doctor that is a board-certified specialist in whatever that field is.
Yep. Big one there.
Whatever it is, whether it's plastic surgery, facial plastic surgery, oculoplastic surgery, derm surgery, whatever it is. And 2, if they do a procedure, you want to make sure they do a lot of it. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. You got to.
That's a great point because these Bosch doctors have such a good track record. Great point.
Pick the best before and afters and stuff like that. But you just got to make sure that you do your research on that doctor. I mean, there's so many things you have to do, and I know you talk about what the hospital credentials and all that type of stuff.
So you want to make sure that doctor is specifically trained in that procedure. The only way to really tell that, because they can advertise board certification and be like with the cosmetic surgery boards, which isn't necessarily a board that requires you to be trained in that specialty. You ask them, can you do this procedure in a hospital? In a hospital, would they allow you? And you look them straight in the eye, and hopefully they won't lie, because hospitals won't let you do a procedure unless you're board certified.
Ooh, what a great point. Thank you so much for that, guys. If you want to hear more about this little video, head over to page 6 and just type in botched doctors and you'll get to hear more advice. But already, those are some great tidbits.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
hospital trick, I will keep that in mind.
Are you gonna get some surgery soon?
Maybe not planning to get any plastic surgery in the near future, but if I do need to get any kind of surgery done or my friends or whatever, I'm asking that hospital tip. I think that's a very important one. All right, I think we're at the end of our episode, unfortunately. Is there anything else you would like to share with the fans?
I think I'm good. I'm just excited for next week.
Oh, I'm so excited for next week. And guys, we really enjoy this so much and we look forward to it every week. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Jonathan, our producer in the booth, who's killing it every week. And it's such a pleasure to work with. Tyra, where can people find you?
Yeah, so you guys can follow me on all social media platforms @_Tyra Prude.
Awesome. Are you on any other shows? I hear there's something exciting happening tonight.
Yeah, make sure you tune into the Titan Games after show and also America's Got Talent Champions after show and also Dirty John after show.
Wow, this girl is booked and busy. I love it. Guys, you can catch me on this show every week. I also am on a show called The Tomorrow Show with Kevin Undergaro, which is on Wednesdays. It's on the Not Sam Network, so you can just go ahead on YouTube and find that. And you also, if you want to, follow me on Instagram @Bonjour Juliet. Bonjour is hello in French, and Juliet is my name. Put that together, type that up, and you'll find me. Or don't, whatever. So, until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.